Teacher talking sports, what it does, what it do, how we live and don't look now. But we are about halfway through the NBA regular season as three teams have reached the 41 game mark, which is the halfway point, and every other team is fairly close to that. So in this video, I'm going to take a look at who I believe to be the five most disappointing players during the first half of the NBA regular season. It was really a two-man race for first. Had a tough time picking who would be first. You might be able to think of who those guys are if you're an NBA fan. But let's get into the video. I'll name them 5 from 1. So let's start at 5. Might be a bit of a surprise. Zion Williamson of the New Orleans Pelicans. I know what you're thinking, teacher. He's actually been on the court. He's played 32 of 40 games for the Pelicans. Well, the reason he's on here is more so his production. He's low because he's fifth on here because he's been on the court more often than not. But you just expect him to do more than he has. 22 points per game would be a career low. His 6.9 free throw attempts per game would be a career low. You figure a guy like him should be able to live at the line with his size advantage over everyone. And he only averages 5.9 rebounds per game. Pretty brutal for a power forward playing 30.4 minutes per game. There's just games where you expect him to completely take over and he doesn't do so. We've had numerous people basically talk down on him, or maybe not down, but saying that he's not living to his full potential. One of those being Charles Barkley. I mean, he's only 23 years old. We should be happy that he's been healthy. New Orleans has a well over 500 record, but you just expect more from him, and you hope to see it at some point. Fourth, I'm going with Kevin Huerter of the Sacramento Kings. Just 25 years old, should be improving each and every season. Instead, he has taken a dip this year. Actually was benched for a little bit. This is fresh off a season where he was a starter and a main cog on one of the best offenses in NBA history. This season, his field goal percentage is down from 485 last year to 429 this season. 3-point percentage from 402 to 345. Averaging less than 10 points per game on the year, 9.9 after a career high 15.2 last season. His free throw rate is about half of what it was last year. Kevin Huerter's second season with the Kings hasn't been nearly as successful, and there have been a little bit of trade rumors regarding him. Third, yes, I'm going to put a rookie on here. That is Scoot Henderson, the third overall pick in the 2023 NBA draft. Now, of recent, he's been playing a little bit better, although he is one of the least efficient scorers in the game right now. He started half of his 30 games shooting 36.4% from the field, 30.4% from three, 12.7 points, 5 assists, 3.3 turnovers, so he's amongst the league leaders in turnovers. Just so many games where he can't hit the bottom of the net, struggling from the field, not doing much at the defensive end either. Portland did bench him for a little bit, put him back in the starting lineup. Probably might as well do that since they are a rebuilding team, but he has an ugly true shooting percentage of 45.3 and a PER of just 7.1. This is a guy that many believe the Hornets would regret not taking him second overall. Of course, it's super early. I mean, he's 19 years old. He'll turn 20 on February 3rd. But it's been a slow, rough start for Scoot Henderson. Again, top two for me was easy. It was just who was I going to put second? Who was I going to put first? I decided to put Jordan Poole second. First season with the Wizards. Now, no one expected the Wizards to be a good team, but they did expect Jordan Poole to put up some great scoring averages. I even read some articles saying, maybe put some money on him to win the scoring title, seen as a little bit of a dark horse regarding that. Well, he could average 50 points per game the rest of the season, and he's probably still not going to win the scoring title, as in his 37 games, he's averaging 16.9 points per game. That is less than the 20.4 in last season and the 18.5 the previous season with the Warriors when half his games were off the bench. Shooting just 41.7% from the field, 31.6% from three-point territory. Barely a 1.5 to 1 assist to turnover ratio. He's had his moments where he's looked completely lost on defense. Jordan Poole has first opportunity to really show he's the alpha male on a team, and that has been far from the case. As Kyle Kuzma has likely been the best player on the team, and Jordan Poole has struggled greatly. First, a former NBA champion that season, he was also named an All-Star, Andrew Wiggins of the Golden State Warriors. Wiggins was actually benched at some point this year. 24 starts in his 35 games after starting every game with the Warriors in his first 3+ seasons. On the season, he's averaging 11.7 points. His career low prior to that, his rookie season in 2014-15, where he averaged 16.9. He's shooting a 41.8% from the field, and for the first time in his career, less than 30%, 29.5% from three-point territory. Just been a brutal season for Wiggins, who should be in his prime. He's 28 years old. He'll turn 29 on February 23rd. But on the season, he has a very low PER of, let me find it, 9.2, which would easily be his career low. Prior to that, it was 12.4. So again, a tight race for number one. I went Wiggins, but who do you think have been the most disappointing players in the NBA this season? Anyone I didn't name. And also, I should mention that I didn't include anyone who's been disappointing because of injury. This is only strictly on how they performed on the court. I thought about someone like Harrison Barnes, who some games he plays 35 minutes and you forget he was even on the court for the Kings this season. But Gary Trent Jr., we've seen his scoring average dip, although his efficiency has been pretty much the same. Klay Thompson's played a little bit better of late. Who else has been a disappointment? Again, there's still half a season remaining, though, so these guys have plenty of time to turn it around. Anyhow, don't forget to subscribe. Tell a friend to tell a friend to tell a friend to subscribe. Like the video, share the video, hit the bell for notifications. I'm out.